So something I say quite often is I took my mess and I made it my message. And it's this whole concept of I've been there. I didn't wake up one day and went, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm gonna make money, I'm going to create this thing that will help people. And it's disconnected. I was like, I've gone through the muck, you know? I've been there, I've been on the other side of it. I know what it's like to think that there's no way out of it. Like there was a time where I deemed recovery just totally impossible. I'm like, this is my life. I'm just gonna struggle with food forever. I'm gonna always feel anxious around it. I'm going to always wake up and hate my body. I'm going to be always on a diet. And I had no idea that there was this other life. It's interesting because when I was in the thick of it, I didn't realize how bad it was until I got out of it. With food and body issues, I just kind of kept it to myself. I was sort of fighting my own battle, not really telling anyone, just like trying to figure it out on my own, trying to do everything on my own. And my girlfriend was like, hey, we know what's going on with you. Like, it's okay. Like it's all good. And it was like that moment I was like, okay, there needs to be a pivot. I need to change something because I'm not the only one that realizes this is going on. Before I started Hungry for Happiness, the biggest thing I realized was I was completely disconnected from my body. And so I really didn't know how to decipher between an emotional hunger cue or a physical hunger cue. And I was a dancer, so I thought I had access to my body. I thought I was really living in my body, but I wasn't. I was just kind of like a walking head and would overthink, overanalyze, over stress out about things. And during my recovery, during those 3 years of really learning how to actually get into my body, I was able to access my intuition. Self-love is the biggest life hack there is. And so if we were just taught that from the age of 5 years old, this world would be radically different. I know right now in the world, there's millions and millions and millions of women who wake up every single morning hating themselves, who wake up every single morning socially isolating, feeling shameful, feeling horrible, feeling guilty, and they're carrying this around with them and it's affecting the entire world. So if we can take our message, go to the root of the problem, heal it at the root, the behaviors will change. Hungry for Happiness is an online space where our goal is to provide accessible recovery for anyone who's struggling with the relationship they have to food in their bodies. My whole mission is to revolutionize the weight loss industry by helping people look at the emotional weight that they're carrying and not attacking the physical weight. So I fundamentally believe that a lot of times, physical weight on our bodies is simply just a representation of the emotional weight that we're carrying. So when we can really look at it for what it is and say, okay, there's a lot of emotional weight that I'm carrying and maybe I'm creating a physical barrier to intimacy or connection because I've been highly wounded in my childhood. And when we can like make people aware of that, of what is the actual problem, weight release becomes a result of that work. It's not the focus. I think it's super important when we're talking about pain in our bodies. We have to have a radical paradigm shift of what that even means. So when we were younger and we felt pain, automatically we're like, get this away, whether it was physical pain or emotional pain. Like, don't cry, like, oh my God, are you okay? Rather than being like, hey, what are you experiencing right now in your body? So pain in our body is just, it's telling us something, you know? It's like, hey, something's not quite right, you're out of alignment, we need to fix something. But we're like, oh, this is bad. Right? This is bad. And then what do? We go to our doctors and we get, you know, medication to numb it even more, or we numb with food, or we numb with porn or gambling or overspending or whatever it is. And we don't actually learn from it because we don't have access to heal it because we're pretending that it's not there.